Hey guys, Coran, Spicefreak, Sloss here with my buddy Exban.
Hello!
And today we're going to try some stuff from this box here. This comes to me from Reginald E. Sharp of the Warrantman Pepper Co. A company run by an American cop who's named Warrantman specifically because of the amount of most wanted person warrants that he's managed to fulfill. Apparently at last count he'd arrested over 16,000 wanted criminals, and that was some years back.
That sounds like quite an imposing police officer, I'd say.
Yeah, and he's just started up his own hot sauce line on the side.
Okay.
This is apparently the second box that he's ever sent outside America, and the only one he sent to the UK that hasn't been to UK police. So, we get to be the first reviewers to try this!
Yay!
Right, so, let's crack this open and see what's inside. Plastic bag in my pocket.
This
of pens and keys.
says that the contents cost $54. However, the postage was $69. I've not heard of postage that is more expensive just from the US. That's ridiculous.
So, great that he's gone through the effort of sending it to us, but also gives you an idea of why we don't normally get things from abroad.
Yeah.
Because certainly from the US, where most sauces seem to be made, it is extremely expensive to get stuff shipped over.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're a big business like Hotheads who can grab things in bulk. Shout out to those guys, they're great. Anyway, back to today's box from Warrantman. Let's see what we've got inside. So first up, obviously, we have bubble wrap, and then police line, not cross. That's nice.
Yeah, good addition, I guess.
And a t-shirt for me. Looks like that on the front. So just a logo over the left breast, and then we've got on the back, slightly more, his handcuff logo and "You've been served" alongside his web address. So, I'll change to that, and obviously I'm going to cut away while I'm doing so, but here goes. And hey, you might get this in outtakes. So, yeah, now that I'm fully clothed again, here is the t-shirt from the front. Well, here is the t-shirt. As you can see, I've put it on backwards so that you can get a proper look at everything, all the imagery, because otherwise you wouldn't really see much past my lab coat. Anyway, let's get in and see what else is in here. We've got a couple of business cards from Warrantman Pepper Co. So I'll give one of those to you, keep one for myself, and who knows, we may end up using them for something. Next up, police evidence. What's in this box then?
I don't like the packaging.
Yeah, I really do like
very
that he's gone so on theme with it, yeah. Ooh. This, give me a second, is arson. This is his Carolina Reaper and Ghost Pepper salt.
Yeah, it's quite
For
well
spicy
grained.
meals.
It's large grain salt.
Yep.
Also, why is there a match on it?
Because it's arson.
Oh, that's true.
It is, however, a safety match, so I won't be setting anything alight with that today. It is pretty much just for show, to be honest, but it does look good on there, doesn't it?
It is nice packaging.
Yeah, he keeps everything well on film. And we've got more police evidence here. Just about everything in this package appears to be coated in evidence tape. Oh, and you've got his company stamp on there too. This is homicide. with a cute little pair of handcuffs.
Oh, cute.
Next
Even
up.
more since they worked. So.
Oh, so what is this, by the way? Oh, we don't know that they don't. Oh, they're just for show.
Yeah.
Again. I don't know who you'd handcuff with that anyway, really.
Small pea? Oh, it has to be very small pea.
Yeah. So this is a Carolina Reaper, ghost pepper, habanero and bell pepper based sauce with tomato and a couple of different vinegars. We'll give that a try in a moment. But next up, more police evidence. I can probably stop showing you that now, to be honest. Ooh. This is clearly guilty. Is white vinegar infused with Carolina Reaper, garlic and spices. And if you look at the back, you can see the Reaper floating in it there.
Oh, is that garlic floating in it?
Yeah, that's garlic and the Carolina Reaper.
Wait, we can't. Oh yeah, you can see flecks of
Yeah,
Carolina Reaper.
well no, you can see half chili.
Oh yeah, there's half a chili, of course.
Actually, that's probably about a quarter of a chili. It's not half, but it's still should give it a fair heat. And again, nice little white ribbon with his signature handcuffs on it. Thank you.
That appears to be the last box inside this
Right.
big box.
So this is presumably going to be the last thing that he does, which I believe is slightly milder sauce than the other one. And this is the red ribbon one, is aggravated assault. Which is... Ooh, it's got ghost pepper and Carolina Reaper at the bottom of the ingredients list, but also Scotch bonnet and jalapeno a bit further up. And we'll see how that is in a moment.
Would it potentially be that the worse the crime, the hospice sauce in this case?
I think so, yeah.
I was getting that.
Although I'm not sure how much worse than homicide he's going to get. And he does say that he has another one in the works.
As far as I can tell, there are several worse crimes than homicide.
Oh.
Namely treason. Treason being the worst.
Treason's worse than homicide?
Yes.
Oh, can you imagine treason hot treacle?
You've got an idea there.
Yeah. And I would use that for the thumbnail if it didn't give away what was inside the box. So.
And if this would stand up.
Yeah, that too. Right, move the contents of my pocket out of the way. And just give us a second while we set up for actually tasting these. So we're back with fish and chips to try this in the most British way we could. Pretty much.
The proper
Because I knew that he was sending salt and vinegar, so I figured this would be a great thing to try it on. So, let's crack them open and we'll do them in order. So we're starting with the aggravated assault, which contains apple cider vinegar, tomato juice, salt, jalapeno peppers, Scotch bonnet peppers, yellow onion, bell peppers, garlic, red pepper flakes, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, ghost peppers and Carolina Reaper peppers. I will note that according to this ingredients list, their apple cider vinegar contains white distilled vinegar, water, natural flavour and caramel colouring, which would make it a rather fake apple cider vinegar. But, well, that was one of the things that rather interested me about this sauce, to see whether we could tell the difference between a regular and a fake. What happened was, this is manufactured for Warrantman Pepper Co. He gets a secondary company to make sauces to his recipes, presumably because he doesn't have the premises or the ability to make it in bulk or whatever. It's a thing that a lot of producers do. Smaller ones.
Therefore, it probably has limited control
So,
over the type of
yeah.
vinegar.
What happened was they cheaped out on the vinegar and used a fake version, and when he spotted that he changed it and just hasn't had a chance to change the labels yet.
Yeah.
So we actually have the real deal in here.
Okay.
Set of handcuffs. I do like those. Give it a shake. And you can see there is what they call an orifice reducer or a dropper cap or various other names in here. He says this may or may not prove problematic depending on what size it is relative to the chunks. He is looking into getting slightly bigger ones. We'll see though. Rather thin sauce. Looks like it's quite heavy on the vinegar, so this might have been an even better thing to try it on than we thought. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
This big one got brunk then, so I think I'm going to try this one.
It is very vinegar heavy, but it's also full of flavour, isn't it?
Wow, it's really flavourful.
Yeah. Compared to the last sauce we had on fish and chips, it's just night and day.
Yeah, and it's actually, it's not that hot yet. It's actually
No.
it's kind of tingy almost. I actually quite like it. Quite like it.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Gonna get some on the fish and see what that's like, but... So it is a little hard to get out. If he does get the bigger orifice reducers, that's going to be great.
This is the kind of stuff this guy makes. I'm glad he's coming. Glad he's finally shipping to the UK.
Well, it's a one-off for now, but we'll see how it goes.
This orifice is... Yeah. No, he needs a new orifice. Big one.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's on my fingers now. Okay, whatever.
But at the same time, you don't want just an empty. You don't want just a hole top, do you?
I would probably shake it a bit to get whatever's out the, because I think there was stuff in the top that got
stuff catching the top. It's quite possible.
That goes very nicely.
Yeah, it's quite rich for that one, isn't it? It's sort of a... It's not too dark, but it's a little darker than I expected in flavour. I don't know, I think the garlic's coming through quite well as well.
I am definitely getting a garlic hint past that vinegar.
You get any onions?
I'm not really tasting much in the way of onion.
Alright. What else are you getting from it?
Well, it's just a very pleasant vinegar taste. I'm not. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just so pleasant.
And heat-wise, what would you say?
Not high at all, really. I was struggling. Maybe a 2 or 3.
I'm leaning more towards the 3 because it has a decent bit.
Yeah,
it's nothing too major. Maybe a low 3, sort of in the medium range, but high-end medium.
Yeah. Very pleasant sauce.
So,
with an improved top, that would be.
Yeah.
I would have that in bulk because that's lovely.
Well, you're probably not going to get it in bulk because
no.
This is the only bottle we've had shipped over, but...
Or use more than I was using there.
Yeah.
I was wanting to get more on those chips and
yeah,
I just kept getting more. It wasn't going in the bottle.
So let's try the hotter one. This one contains tomatoes, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, Carolina Reaper peppers, ghost peppers, habanero peppers, bell peppers, garlic and spices. So there's a little less in the way of ingredients in this one, and it's a little less heavy on the vinegar. But we'll see what difference that makes. Oh yeah, this one's a bit thicker and even harder to get out, if anything. But you can really see this on the chips in a way that you couldn't quite as well with the others.
Yes.
I have tomatoes coming through a bit more, vinegar's still there, and the vinegar is carrying the heat of the chilli quite well.
That's definitely hotter.
Yeah, I'd say that's maybe a 4.5. I don't think it's quite a first ingredient ghost pepper sauce, but
yeah,
that has a good heat to it.
I'd say maybe even a 4 actually. These both feel after all the different extracts and sauces I've tried, they feel quite mild, but pleasant.
Yeah, compared to some of the stuff we've tried on video, they are quite mild. But this is the sort of this is the sort of heat I would like daily. That's a good one. No, I'm definitely leaning towards 4.5. Don't think I'm quite going to go to a 5, but it's a high 4.5 for me.
Yeah, I actually reckon you're right. I think 4 is a little low for that. This fish and chips, by the way, is very good.
Not what we're reviewing, but
So-
good to hear it.
Compliments the fish very well, in my opinion. I think you could probably use that as a substitute for tomato sauce with this, actually. It's
rather more vinegary than your average ketchup, but the tomato does really come through, doesn't it?
I hit the back of the throat there, and I did feel a bit sharp, but...
There is a little bit of fruitiness to it too.
Yeah, it definitely feels like there's a significant amount of citrus in that.
I'm pretty sure that is the vinegars that he's used. The apple cider vinegar, and I'm not sure, but I think when he says white vinegar, he might actually mean white wine vinegar.
Could do. To be honest, I'm
If
not...
so, that would certainly explain a slight grapiness that I'm getting.
To be honest, I'm not that good at placing vinegars, so...
Fair enough.
Probably...
Oh, you want a little more of
Yeah,
this,
a little
don't you?
bit more would do.
Okay. You put a bit on that.
Thanks very much.
Right. And then, take this match and crack this open.
Now,
Yeah, there's no way that's going to strike on there.
I'd recommend, if you're going to change the packaging, put on whatever, although actually no, that could...
No, you don't want to strike anywhere match on this, because
Yeah.
if it gets too knocked about during transit, you might just end up setting the entire package on fire.
but...
It would be funny, but it would also be terrible to get just a smouldering box on your doorstep.
Shall we try this stuff then?
Yeah.
The arson.
Right, seal on the top.
Doesn't appear to have any kind of shaker top.
Nope.
No.
Cameraman's just saying I should sprinkle it.
Don't want to overdose this on salt, to be honest, so...
Nah, it's fine. Oops. Okay, I've probably overdone that, but oh well.
This one has a very healthy dollop on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that salty.
Again though, it's got a nice bit of garlic to it. You could...
Yeah, it's got a garlicky taste. Is it me or what? I'm not really getting any heat from it.
No, this one's quite mild. I'd say maybe 1.5.
Yeah, it is very mild, but...
Right.
Do you... I'm not...
Oh, it's building my throat a little now. I like those higher too.
Oh yeah, actually. Oh, you can feel it, but...
It's got a decent bit of flavour to it, and decent little bit of heat to it. Despite having supposedly a fair bit of reaper and ghost pepper in. I mean, you can see the chilli flakes in it. And
Actually,
possibly
having just
get
tried
some
a
of
pure
those, but-
salt and one of the salt granules on there, there is some heat, but I don't think it can be any more than a 2.
It's not as hot as the sauces. Yeah, even trying it straight, it's not that hot. It's just got...
Just horrendously salty because, of course,
Yeah,
it's
it's got a
salt.
good bit of flavour to it, but it is horrendously salty because it's just salt.
Yeah. In a grinder,
So-
I'd like to see that.
In a grinder, that would be great, but again, it would just be sort of adding a little bit of heat and garlicky chilli flavour to your meal. So, now we're moving on to his clearly guilty, his vinegar, his infused vinegar, which he calls a hot sauce in the bottle, and sort of alternately refers to as either a vinegar or a sauce, depending on where you look. So this is white vinegar, which again might be white wine vinegar, we'll see. And Carolina Reaper, which again you can see there's a quarter of a Reaper just floating in it there. And then garlic and spices.
Peppers.
So,
it's
yeah, it works slightly better when it's mostly vinegar and
I
doesn't
mean, it's
have
thinness.
other stuff thickening it. So we may have some residue of the salt on these.
Yeah.
We can't guarantee that they're perfectly just this, but
As you can see, it's a clear.
yeah, as you can see, you can't really.
Yeah, I got menu this sauce now.
This one again is subtler than the sauces, isn't it?
Definitely.
I'm going to apply it directly to the chips and see what comes through.
Try to shake off as much of the salt as possible.
Yeah, brush off a little bit myself. it's got a bit of a tang to it. I think that might actually be white wine vinegar. It is a sort of slightly fruity tang. It's not a very grapey one. If that is white wine vinegar, it's not as grapey as most. But it's also a little more so than I would expect of just sort of white spirit vinegar.
It does have, yeah, you're right that it has a fruity subtext.
But then again, that might come from the Reaper.
Yeah, that's what I think. If it's that subtle, I'm still thinking it's from the. I'm going to think it's coming from the Reaper. And
So perhaps more fish to have us on.
I'll have part of this dismembered section of fish. Even this, that is much thinner, is still having problems with that lid.
A little bit, yeah. If this were as hot as I was expecting it to be, given that it's just Reaper infused into something, I would be perfectly fine with just the little bits that come out. But this doesn't actually seem anywhere near as hot as I was expecting. Is this... No, this doesn't tell me when it was made, only when it expires. Good news, we've got 3 years to finish this.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll need it with that dripper. Probably take 3 years if you held it upside down. It'll take 3 years to come out. Yeah, but apart from that, the heat on that was very mild.
Yeah, the heat on this was not what I was expecting. The flavour is, it's a nice vinegar, but it is very much just a vinegar, whereas these two were far more full of other flavours as well.
If I had to pick a favourite, I would probably say the homicide is my particular favourite.
I'm not sure which of these two is my favourite for flavour, but this one is the sort of heat I like to use most. So, yeah, the homicide is my favourite as well. Great sauces, good chilli salt, good vinegar, and with slightly better packaging, they'd all be great. And I would like to point out that when I say slightly better packaging, I do just mean slightly better functional packaging, so slight change to the orifice reducers and turn this into more of a grinder. They don't need any change to their appearance, they do look great. And I'm not sure how much you're getting it, but they are nice and metallic as well. Everything that you see that's silver shines.
The actual packaging quality seems very high on this.
Yeah.
It's just the choice is slightly off.
Yeah, and this, as he said, he's fairly new to the hot sauce game. These are things that he will learn in time and change, because he has already said that he's looking into getting slightly bigger orifice reducers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're going to leave it there, and we'll enjoy these sauces some more off camera with the last of our fish. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.